The Giants travel out to the Midwest to take on the St. Louis Cardinals, who have gotten off to a pitiful start to the season at 3-16 as they send out the former Giants prospect, the right-hander Shelvin Trevino, for the fourth time this season, and he'll be opposed by the left-handed ace in Chris Sale, making his fifth start of the 2025 campaign. Take a look at the Giants lineup 1-9 on the day, as well as the opposing Cardinals lineup. We'll start things off top half of the first inning where Jairo Munoz, second pitch he sees to start off the game, he's taking it out to the grass in center field. That baby is gone. Jairo Munoz, welcome back to St. Louis, and welcome back to the organization that traded you away, Shelvin Trevino. So then, they were not done there. Elliot Ramos comes up to the plate, lines one into center field, then Javi Baez smacks one down the right field line. That's going to be an easy double for him, and Ramos is into third base. So second and third, nobody out for Joey Gallo as he proceeds to bloop one in front of Jason Coates in right field. That's going to score one. It's now a 2-0 lead for the Giants. Runners on the corners for Jock Peterson as he's going to sky one to deep right center field. Bader camped under it, puts it away for the out number one. But the runner from third and Baez does tag up. It's now a 3-0 lead. So then later in the inning, it's Derek Klauboff. He's going at the right center with a line drive, so that lands in for a hit. Gallo goes first to third, and we have runners on the corners yet again for the Giants. Brings up Peter Mooney, runner on the move. Klauboff swipes second base, eliminates the double play possibility. Then he would ground one over to first base. Nick Prado has some trouble with it. Everybody is safe. 4-0 is the lead now. We'll move things on bottom of the second where Chris Sale goes to work. Strikes out Nick Prado. Next batter up is Tetsuto Yamada, the former Giant. He's going to launch one over that left field fence, and the Cardinals are on the board in this one as the former Giant second baseman goes yard. But then Sale goes right back to work as he strikes out Bader on the slider. And then the next batter up would be Jason Coates, the right fielder, also going down on the slider. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Sale. Then in the bottom of the third, he goes right back at it. Strikes out Severino, the catcher, and then Trevino, the pitcher, on back-to-back sliders, and then he would get a 1-2-3 inning capped off on a pop-up into shallow center field that Peter Mooney is there to put away. Now Peter Mooney at the dish in the top of the fourth, and he's going to start things off by lining one into right field for a base knock, lands in front of Coates, so he leads off the inning. He's on first, and then Ryan Hacker, getting the start at catcher on the day, sends one out to left center field that splits the gap, and that's going to be an RBI double for Hacker as Peter Mooney goes first to home, and it's now a 5-1 ball game. Chris Sale then comes up, lays down a bunt, allows the runner Hacker to get over to third base, so it's runner on third, 1 out for Jairo Munoz, fights off an inside pitch, bloops it into right field, RBI single, 6-1 is the lead now. Elliot Ramos then comes up, draws himself a walk. After that, it would be the end of Trevino's day as the former Giant Tyler Skaggs came in, now in a bullpen role for the Cardinals. And facing Javi Baez, he sends one out to right field. This one just keeps carrying, and that's into the seats. A first-row home run for Javi Baez. Opposite field, it's now a 9-1 lead for the Giants, and they would pretty easily win this one as they handle the Cardinals in this. Final score would end up being 11-3 on the day for the Giants. Javi Baez gets player of the game honors. He had 3 hits on the day with a double and, of course, that 3-run home run. Jairo Munoz with 3 hits against his former team, while Joey Gallo had 3 as well, and so did Peter Mooney had 2, while Tetsuto Yamada did have a home run in the second inning against his former ball club. But aside from that, just nothing going on for the Cardinals, really. So in between that last game you just saw and the next game we are about to play against the New York Yankees, Domingo Acevedo actually went to the IL with shoulder tightness, so he went to the IL, and then Tyler Beede was called up from AAA Sacramento. We will not get to see him in an actual game, though, because Acevedo's IL stint has already come to an end in the time that we've simmed in between the last game and this game. And while Beede was up in the big leagues, he did pitch 3 scoreless innings, did not give up a hit, a run, a home run, or a walk. and he struck out 4 batters as well, so a pretty solid stint in the big leagues for Beatty there, although very, very short, obviously. I'm sure he'll be back up eventually in this season. As we are now into the month of May 2025, with the Giants sitting atop the National League West with the San Diego Padres a 1 game behind them in second place, and a big reason why the Giants have been so hot to start the year has been the guy who always starts off hot in Elliot Ramos. He has won the April Player of the Month, and he leads the National League in OPS and in WAR. He has a 1.132 OPS, which is absurd, and he already has a 2.9 WAR, which is also absurd. It's also worth mentioning that we will not be seeing Giancarlo Stanton play for the Yankees in this game, as he is on the IL with a torn finger ligament. So the Giants travel out to the Bronx to take on the New York Yankees, who are sitting at 12-23. Johnny Lasagna is going to be starting for a bullpen day for the Yankees, and he'll be opposed by J.B. Bukauskas, toeing the slab in the boogie down Bronx for the Giants, making his 7th start of the season. Take a look at the Giants lineup, 1-2-9 on the day in this interleague matchup. So we've got the DH, and then they have the Yankees lineup, which looks a bit different than Season 1 Yankees. So Fuentes back in the leadoff spot, and he's going to lead off this game with a bang. An absolute bomb from Gilberto Fuentes, upper deck shot, and the Giants jump off to a 1-0 lead in this ball game. They were not done in the inning, though, as then Elliot Ramos came to the plate. He's going to send one out to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders as Rafael Bautista fields this one at the track. It's a double for Elliot Ramos. And then it brings up Joey Gallo, who's going to send one out to deep right center field. But Willie Calhoun is camped under this one. Ramos is going to tag up and go to third base. He gets in there, avoiding the tag from Dozier on the slide. And then Loizaga would not even get out of the first inning as he comes out. John Gant then comes in out of the bullpen, the longtime St. Louis Cardinal, coming in to relieve him, and he would get out of that inning as he strikes out Jock Peterson for the 3rd and final out, as it's only a 1-0 lead for the Giants. On to the bottom of the first now, Fernando Tatis Jr. draws himself a walk. The former Padres on first base, then with 1 out, Keston Hiura hits one down the left field line. Tatis was on the move, so it's runners on the corners with 1 out now for Luke Voit, one of the sole remaining Yankees from Season 1, and he's going to bloop this one down the right field line. That's going to be an RBI single, and the Yankees have tied this ball game up. So move things on, as it's now Willie Calhoun coming up in the inning. He's gotten off to a hot start for the Yankees. He's going to hit a line drive right at Jairo Munoz, cannot catch it on the fly, and for whatever reason, the runner at third is going to try to score, and instead he's gunned down at the plate as Hacker slaps the tag on the throw from Munoz. So first and second, 2 outs. Hunter Dozier then gets a fastball blown past him, and it's only a 1-1 tie game. So top of the second now, Lorenzo Ordonez chops one down the left field line that gets into the corner, and the fleet-footed Ordonez has himself a double. So he's in scoring position, brings up Connor Panis, sends one out to right field. It's going to be caught on a line by Calhoun. Ordonez then tags at the third base. And then Ryan Hacker getting the start at catcher yet again. Bloops one into right center. That's an RBI single. Giants back on top 2-1. Bottom of the second now. Aaron Hicks draws himself a walk. He would pimp it much better than that if this was real life. So he's on first base. Then a pitch gets past Hacker as Hicks is now in scoring position on second with 2 outs later in the inning. And Rafael Bautista lines one into right center field. That's going to land in for a hit, and Hicks scores from second. It's now a tie game at 2. We move things along to the top of the 5th, where Austin Bryce came on, and then he was on for a second inning of work in the top of the 6th, where Connor Panis, the man, part of the plan was hitting that home run. A solo shot puts the Giants back on top. 3-2 is your score now. Move things on, bottom of the 6th, where Domingo Acevedo, the former Yankees farmhand, comes on, and he would proceed to work a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 6th by getting Hunter Dozier to strike out on the blazing fastball. And then the Yankees brought on a familiar face in the 7th inning in Reyes Moranza. First batter up, Gilberto Fuentes rolls one through the hole on the right side of the infield. That's a base knock for Fuentes. So he's on first. Ramos then hits one right back up the middle, and a backhanded grab by Reyes Moranza, and he turns 2 with it, a 1-4-3 double play. So that it's 2 down, nobody on, and then Javi Baez gets sawed off, flies out to Moranza. So Moranza works a scoreless inning. Mariano Vasquez, the New Jersey boy, came on in the 8th inning for the Giants, and he would work a 1-2-3 scoreless inning as he gets Luke Voit to ground out to end it, and then Jason Tuchman came on for the 9th. He would make things a bit interesting as he strikes out Calhoun to start it off, and then Dozier came to the plate. He goes down on a slider, so that's 2 down, and then he would walk the next batter, but he would not allow that batter to score, or the go-ahead run to score who was at the plate as he strikes out Alvarez for this 3rd strikeout of the inning, as the Giants do win this one 3-2 over the New York Yankees in the Bronx. Gilberto Fuentes gets player of the game honors. He had a home run on the day to lead off the day in the top of the 1st inning. Elliot Ramos had a 2-hit day as well. Connor Panis hit a home run, and Ryan Hacker had an RBI single in this 3-2 win for the Giants. We now move things along to the middle of May as we are about to head into a series against the San Diego Padres, where the Padres took Game 1 of this 3-game set, and now Game 2. The Giants are sitting 3.5 games in front of the Padres, so we could lose all 3 of these games and still be in first place. We don't want that to happen, but it could possibly be an outcome. But we are going to be heading into this game down 0-1 in this series. And if we take a look at some of the players on our roster, Lorenzo Ordonez has gotten off to a bit of a slow start this season, but he is heating up recently, so that is encouraging to see. The same goes for Jairo Munoz. Got off to a slow start, but he is starting to pick things up. Started things off with that Cardinals game where he hit the home run, and he's really just been on a tear since then. While we have a couple other players who got off to slow starts and have not been picking things up, with Connor Panis being one of them, unfortunately. Pan the man has not so much been great this year. Obviously, not a ton of ABs for him, but still a bit worrisome that he's not performing really much. He has 3 home runs, 2 of them I've hit it in games, but that's still not as worrying since it's not a ton of ABs, and the more sample size, hopefully he'll be able to pick things up. But Joey Bart is definitely the one that is very worrisome, as he has been beyond bad. His OPS is below 600, which is just... ugh. And he has over 100 ABs, so it's not like he's getting like an at-bat here and there. He's playing every day, and he is just not hitting whatsoever. So as a result of that, since Ryan Hacker has been performing in the times that he has gotten chances to play, we're going to see how Ryan Hacker performs a bit. You know, we're going to ride the hot hand with Hacker, and if he starts to slow down, then we'll throw Bart back in there and see if he can pick things back up. But I mean, who knows? Maybe, possibly, Hacker will just have such an incredible season that we don't take him out of there. But that ideally is not what happens, because we want Joey Bart to be good, because we're paying him a decent amount of money, and he is way too good ratings-wise to be not this good stats-wise. So the Giants travel back home to Oracle Park to play host to the San Diego Padres in a battle of 2 NL West foes. Yusei Kikuchi, the left-hander, one of their offseason acquisitions, making the start for the Padres, and he'll be opposed by a different left-hander in Chris Sale, making his 10th start of the season. Take a look at the Giants lineup 1-9 on the day, as well as the opposing Padres lineup 1-9, looking a bit different than the past few seasons. Start things off bottom half of the 1st inning, a 1-out bloop hit for Jairo Munoz lands in front of Colin Walsh in right field. And then it's going to be Javi Baez hitting one down the left field line. That bloops in for a single as well. So it's back-to-back base knocks, brings up Joey Gallo, who's going to commit some serious lefty-on-lefty crime. Absolutely destroys this ball. Dead center field. That baby is way out of here. 469 feet, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Giants, and they were not done there. Next batter up, Elliot Ramos. He's got some serious opposite field power, as this one's getting up into those seats atop the brick wall. It's now a 4-0 lead for San Fran. Move things on to the top of the 2nd, where Sale would work a scoreless top of the 2nd, as he got Potts to line out to second base. And then in the top of the 3rd, he would strike out Jankowski to end that inning. So it's 4-0 as we move things on to the bottom of the 3rd, where Joey Gallo strikes out. But it's a drop 3rd strike, and he hustles on down to first base, beats the throw down. So he's on first. Elliot Ramos again with some opposite field power. A 2-run shot, this time his second dinger of the day. And it gives the Giants a 6-0 lead in this ballgame on his 14th home run. Kikuchi, welcome to the rivalry. Now get your ass out of here as Jordan Montgomery entered the game out of the bullpen for the 13th time this season. Got out of that inning. Move things on to the bottom of the 4th now, where Ryan Hacker draws a walk to lead off the inning, and then Chris Sale would lay down a sac bunt, so Hacker in scoring position. Lorenzo Ordonez then grounds at the second base. Hacker moves up to third. He's over there with 2 outs, and then Jairo Munoz is going to rip one into right center field. That's going to get cut off by Swaggerty, but it's not going to be enough to hold Munoz to 1 bag, so he has an RBI double. It's now a 7-0 lead, and then at the top of the 5th, the Padres bats did come alive a bit, as Potts would come up with a single, and then Colin Walsh, of all people. First pitch swinging, hits a line drive that gets over the fence in left field, a 2-run shot, and the Giants are now up 7-2. They were not done in that inning, though, as then Travis Jankowski getting a start against a lefty, and he's making it count, as he's going to blast one into those right field seats, and it's now a 7-3 game. 7-4 as we move things along to the 9th inning with Jason Tutman on the hill. It's a long fly ball from Potts, but it's going to be caught at the wall by Derek Klauboff as he runs into the wall. Then Colin Walsh, who's 2 for 3 on the day, comes up with 2 outs, and he's going to fly one out to left center field, and this one's going to get over the leaping glove of Ramos. That's 2 doubles and now a home run, or a home run and now 2 doubles, I should say, for Walsh, as he's in the scoring position with 2 outs. Brings up the pitch hitter, Miguel Campillo, pitch in the dirt. Hacker blocks it, throw down to third, and he gets the trying to advance Walsh, and that is how this ball game ends, as the San Francisco Giants beat their NL West rival, the San Diego Padres, by a score of 7-4. Elliot Ramos, of course, gets player of the game honors as he went 2 for 4 on the day with 2 home runs, both to right field. Joey Gallo had that monster 3-run shot, and Jairo Munoz had himself another multi-hit game. While Colin Walsh was the big offense for the Padres, he was 3 for 4 on the day with 2 doubles and a home run, but it was just not enough for the Padres as they fall to the Giants 7-4. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the San Francisco Giants franchise. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying, "You Get What You Give" by the New Radicals is an 80 grade song.